Welcome back to part 9 of the Dauntless build, where we'll be applying some hull color and starting the landing gear. Well, hello. I got the bottom of the plane finally painted white. Yay. I hope this is the best way to go. I'm thinking, I probably should have done the intermediate blue and then did the white over top and then the navy blue over on the top half. I don't know. We'll see. You're just gonna have to be very careful at the first points. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna come in a little bit in here with the intermediate blue. That's why I was wondering if I should have done the intermediate blue and then the white and then the blue and then the navy blue, because it made it like a sandwich. I don't think I want to go down into the spots now, since I'm doing it this way. I think we'll just come in, it goes across, kind of swoops up, and it comes down into the wing. And then I'm just going to ride that wing. Yeah, pretty much. I thought it would go up higher, because I thought the bottom of the wing on this would be white too, but it might be intermediate blue, because I was thinking intermediate blue would go up like that, and this would all be white. And kind of fade up to that, but I guess I was wrong. Look at the pictures here. They all stay intermediate blue right under that. I don't know if they do this intermediate blue. I'll have to see the upside down picture from the model kit. But yeah, I got that done. Gonna get ready to do I'm gonna make my intermediate blue out of a winter blue, which is a gray blue. And it looks really close. Like, it just needs to be darkened, so I'm gonna add a drop or two of the navy blue to bring it down a little darker. I did the flaps in the white already, at least the white side. The other side gets red. But before I do that, I want to actually get them off the sprue. I figure why I had white paint, I would hit the landing gear. So that way I don't have to paint those. I can just do the detail. I want to hit some silver, aluminum. Give it that shiny metal piston look in some spots. And then I don't know if I want to do those hoses. Maybe do them in aluminum and then black at the bendy rubber point, where it would look like rubber. I think that's what we'll do. So, and then I'll start getting painting on this landing gear and getting this landing gear ready, so we can start, especially once this is painted, we can start placing everything to the bottom of the plane once we get these two colors down. Well, alright, I'll come back and we'll start painting some of the landing gear stuff. I might even just hand paint the little shields that go across here, because it'll lay level. I feel like getting an airbrush gun done for 30 for a little piece. But I'll come back and we'll start hacking away at painting the bottom of this plane. We'll be doing step 10. We'll get all this done. So, see you when we get back. Alright, that came out pretty good. I'm very happy with that blue. It's a good close representation of the intermediate blue. So I just mixed these two together. I think I did 5 milliliters of these and like 2-3 drops of the navy blue just to get it down, because you can see the difference in the shade. but it had that base color to it. And I can use this for a lot of things. I can lighten it, or I can darken it for other things. So that's great. But before I do the navy blue, um, I do want to glue on the antenna communications post. There's a little post that comes up here, and then a wire goes between here, and then down in here. And that is this little post here on sprue F. And this is part number 20. And of course that is jack, as I've said many times before. Always using the litter box when I'm in the middle of taping something. Hey, you building a house over there or what? What's going on? It'd be best to hit that with a little sandpaper. A little 800. Just like Bandai, they know how to make their tabs really nice and small, so that you don't have a lot really riding on there. I mean, look how small those little connection points are. I mean, even that smaller part's like ridiculously small. And that's just wonderful because it makes it so much easier for the cleanup. I don't think I showed you this is a 1,000-pound bomb. But yeah, it looks good. I got the silver cap on it. I did like a copper rod that's in there with the silver cap on it. But that looks really good, and I did the little ones. I knew I'd use that olive green sooner or later for stuff. I got military stuff to build. I think that's part of the kit it came with. And then here's the 500-pound or 100-pound bombs. So. But let's get this glued on here. That way when we paint the navy blue, it's on there. Let's do a dry fit. Guess that's how it is. Leans in a little bit. It has to. Which would make sense because it's got to come to there. Boy, I wonder how long it's going to take for this to. Let's see. I think I can get in here and clean a little bit of the paint. The more I can clean that paint, the better it's going to have a spot to hold on to. Make sure we look kind of level. That works for me. I gotta remember paint that little handgun that's sticking through the wall. I remember to paint that gun steel, but I am going to Got some more. There we go. Make sure it's grabbing. Hit it from underneath. There we go. And that looks great. I always lift it too high out of the camera. But yeah. There we go. That's why I kind of been waiting to put that on there, because it's a fragile part, but it's going to be so much easier to glue on there, and it'll be way more stable if it's glued on the plastic before it's painted. You know, you always want to clean your glue joints, especially if you want them to last for a long time without later on down the road separating. But this little bit of paint I did here, I knew I could get in there and just scrape with a X-Acto knife, and I left that completely raw, so it should bond really good. And this acrylic paint, it's also so thin and water-based that the glue actually moves it right out of the way. It's almost, I think of it like a color of the plastic, you know, it still melts into the plastic through this acrylic paint, especially if you have a thin coat, and I did thin coats. Well, Jack's coming up on the chair. Okay. You can see him, he's over here now. He's out of view. He's out of view. He likes to be next to me. Alright, we'll let this cure. And then we're going to go with the straight up navy blue. I had something weird happen. I had mixed these two. And, you know, I saw something on YouTube about mixing, instead of using water, using isopropyl alcohol. And I just had that turn into like this gum foam ball when I started mixing it with my little paint mixer. I had to do it twice. I was wondering, like, maybe there's some, since I was cleaning stuff and cleaning the mixer blades, I was like, maybe there was some lacquer thinner, you know, was reacting with the alcohol in this, you know, making it clump up and turn into a big gooey ball. It would just start spinning like a cotton swab. As soon as I hit the spinner, it just grabbed right around and turned into this goopy, stringy stuff. Now, I used it on the white and it worked fine. I think I used it on the green, it worked fine. I don't know which one or why. So I always got to do a test spot, like, you know, instead of throwing out a whole, like, it wasn't much, and the good thing these are cheap. So I just went with the water anyway, that all said. But that was weird. Never had that. Didn't have that. Wasn't expecting that. I know the one got a little clumpy, the green, I think. But I think I just didn't have it stirred well. It was mixed with and sat and dried, so I think some of the clumps are the dryness. But eventually it sprayed and fine, and, you know, whatever. But it didn't clump like a, you know, like that did. But yeah, I have to go through ones and make marks on them that are, you know, isopropyl alcohol safe. Because I did like how it dries faster. Like, it really dries really nice and fast. But that's interesting to know, you know. Sometimes it's probably better just to stay with pure water. But I like how, you know, it dries so it still sprays like, you know, your first coats when it's just water, especially your first coat, it'll be real runny, you know, almost watery. You know, you always do a light mist with your first coat when you're just mixing these with water. And then I'll take my dryer and dry it off, and then once it gets that haze of paint on there, you can kind of go, and it works okay. It sprays onto it normal. I guess it has something to cling on to instead of doing that water tension stuff. But so the isopropyl alcohol was stopping it from doing that, because it would evaporate like a solvent would. But I don't know if I need to go to 97%. This is 70, but you figure the water, it's used to water anyway, so I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe it needs to be 97%. Or, you know, as high as pure alcohol as possible instead of, I think it's 70%. 70-30. 30% water. Well, that could be it. I don't know. Maybe it's too high. If there's a 50-50, I don't know. But anywho, it works good on some, doesn't on others. And maybe the mixing of the two, I don't know. It shouldn't. They're pretty much the same thing. I've mixed folk art and decor and, you know, Anita's. And but it worked on with Anita's because I know the white is, that's how I did the white. The white was Anita's and that was alcohol. And it went fine. So maybe I know that Anita's work. I gotta figure which one of these, the deco art or the folk art, go through the different, because it might be the manufacturer too. But you should, I'm still gonna check every paint if I haven't used it before. So how's this drying? Still wibbly wobbly. I might put another drop or two, and that's why I wanted to glue this before doing the navy blue, because any weird glueness will be hidden by the paint job. But that's one thing I like about the Tamiya extra thin cement. It dries pretty quick. But so yeah, obviously, like I said, I should have done the intermediate blue first, and then came back and did the buns on the hamburger. As I like to say, you're kind of sandwiching those three colors. But because I knew I was going to have a little bit of touch up, but I really wanted to get this white down here, and since it covered all the seams, that seam came out beautiful. You can't even tell it was there. Putty work there worked really good. I'm very happy with that. The rest of this seamed up beautifully. I mean, I got a little bit of seams in those because I didn't really want to beat up the detail there. But I can get a couple good coats of the navy blue is going to kind of ride on that edge, so that'll break it up. But what I figure is I have to do my navy blue real nice, because I don't want to make this color up again. I do have a sample of it, so I can do touch-ups, but I bought these cool little containers that hold paints if I mix more than I need. But this one's going to ride from right about here up. But then this fin here on the side is all the light blue, and so this I got to do really remember how this is going. And then the wings get it, and I think I'm going to bring it just to follow that flat. Right there. Bring it down. And in here it's going to come across, follow that line there, come up, do the wing, and as soon as it hit this wing end, that's where that'll end, and it'll come across that. So it's like remembering all that. And then coming across the engine, it should come right below those. So it's kind of like at this point I start just trucking across, and you know the split point is should be right at that point, and that edge there I think is the best to bring the navy blue into. And from above, you pretty much look, all you see is navy blue. So this has got to be the part that's the most. Yeah, and then I got this little antenna goes on here. That's that little part I was showing you. That kind of does this, hooks forward. They had you drill those for the other antenna. I don't know if there's some type of radar. Yeah, and then we're going to have to touch up the white here, and I'll come up in here and hit the white. And I got a little blue down on I got some blue on that part, and we'll touch up the white under the wings here. The white I'm able to get a nicer consistency too. It's sprayed a little better, you know. So I'll just come in. Like I said, I should have done the whole plane in the intermediate blue and then did the whites in the navy blue. But we'll just work in reverse, and we'll just touch up the white, like I said, under here. I want to keep it nice and thin though, under here. I wanted to kind of, you know, the whole purpose is to look at the bottom plane and you should just see white. But also when you know, so really I would have to come up here with some of the white. Because they wanted it so when you were looking up in the sky, it looked whitish. And then when flying over the ocean, you know, sideways it looks like sky. Flying over the ocean, you got the navy blue, which looks like water. I guess what's the whole purpose of the camo. And especially the three colors, you know, because flying this way you blend in the sky if you're another airplane. Or, you know, but the white kind of blinds you from seeing it because the clouds and the haze and the height, you know, it looks white. A darker, you know, color would make it being able to be seen. I guess that's their thought in this camo. But it's cool. It looks cool. And it's really nice to see it come together. So, I'll make sure that's nice and cure before we start painting. So, let's start messing with some tires and stuff. The only thing I need off of that is those plates that cover the axles. The hook I could paint. And just brush that and then do, I guess I'm going to do like black stripes or something on it. With these tires, I'm not sure which ones I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with the ones that are flat on the bottom. So it does mimic. Because it is going to be landed anyway, so that's the ones we're going to go with. So and we got the tires, and then we got the inner wheel and the outer wheel. This is supposed to be a silver aluminum, and this is the white. It's weird how the other side of this cap doesn't have a. These here have like a sink dot, which I don't understand why. I don't know. Still don't know what that is. It would be nice to know what some of these things are. Did I miss things? Yeah, like what are those? Those might go under the bottom of the ship. Or the ship. You see I do a lot of sci-fi. The plane. But where? There's the antennas going on. There's the exhaust propellers and that. What we just put on. Nowhere do I see the 18 and 17 or 18. 18's, you know, quite a big piece. It's not an interior part. Nothing going on there. It just might be something that's for a different option of this plane, and this sprue might be the same sprue they use for two different kits. That's the only thing I can think of. And in this kit, it's not used, but on a different plane where, you know, all these were on there, which might be the wheels and the hook and, you know, stuff. Some of this special stuff here might not be used, but similar, because some of them are similar to different planes. They're very, very similar. Yeah, here I don't see anything. This is just assembly of the landing gear and the clear part that goes in the bottom of the plane. And then it goes into the bomb and what I already done. The brackets for the 100 pounds. And then we go into the then that's the only thing that hasn't gone on, which I can't tell where it goes. But all right, whatever. Wasting time here. So I'm gonna sand these up so they look like tires. But I think those will look better because they kind of sit, you know, like they have a flat tire. You know, like the weight of the plane's pushing. You know, they even bulged it out. So. Hit it with a little bit of 400. It'll be faster, especially where I just nubbed it. It's a tire. It can look a little rough. So I might just sand it with the 400 and let it go. Because if it gives it a little bit of rough texture, on the tire, that's not a bad thing. Like I said, they did this pretty well. Trying to make a slight curve so I can do that. That works for me. Looks like a pretty well loved tire. There we go. That's very good. What is Adam making? Oh, the bear. I'm just watching YouTube and it was going through Adam Savage's tested stuff. I don't even remember what I started off watching. But it'll keep going, you know. Different episodes. I seen this one with the bear. It's really cool. I learned a lot of stuff from him. It's really cool. was going through my chemotherapy for my cancer. And I come home a lot, especially after a day in treatment or while I had the pump, and watch different episodes of his. Yeah, I like that. That worked just fine. Okay. So we're definitely going to go with those. Did I paint the caps on here? And then I can just touch them up before I... Yeah, I think so. Same thing with this, and then I can just touch up the hook. Is the very end of the hook white, or is it like aluminum? I'm going to make it aluminum. Because you'd think after grabbing out a piece of rope, you wouldn't really paint it too much. But, you know, maybe so, because I don't want any reflective stuff on a plane. Yeah, I don't know what this number 11 is either. But don't go on this plane. So we'll paint those on there. Although I do need to sand them. Like I said, I can do that, touch those edges up. It's just this way they don't roll away anywhere. That's a big thing. So let's get on this sprue. Has the landing gear. We're gonna have to touch up where that was. You don't need any more of that sprue because that's... Or maybe not, because that's going to get hit with aluminum where that is.